Did you know that we now have access to super agents? They can do so many things for us. And better still, they're coming in the browser, which allows us to access the web and do all sorts of amazing things without having to do any of the work ourselves. They can think for themselves. And today I'm going to run through the new browser called Genspark. Genspark.ai is a new style of tool that you can use, and it can do all things that ChatGPT does and all other tools, because you can actually access all those models through this one tool. So what we're looking at here is the super agent, but you'll see there's a whole range of subtools you got here. So you got AI slides, AI sheets, docs, pods, actually makes podcasts using AI voices, chat, images, video, deep research, can actually make phone calls and can download, as well as having a range of super agents. So for example, if we go to super agents, you'll see that here we've got the ones up the top, but then we've got other ones and we can import other agents. So it has a whole range of really useful tools, but it can also do just your normal work. One of the things you see here, it supports personalized tools. And what that means is we can actually access other tools like Google Drive, and we can add a whole range of specific tools like Notion or Outlook or whatever that allows this tool to actually connect to those and use them. So if you want it to read your Google Drive, it can do that. If you want it to read your Outlook calendar, it can go there and add things and read your calendar and do that as well. So it's a bit like using an automation tool, but this can actually think about the steps it needs to take for itself. Now, there's a lot that it can do and pretty well bottomless, but I thought I'd show you just something really simple. So I was really impressed with what it does in the case of just producing content. I actually have this statement here. So I need content for a web page for the site profitclicks.com.au, which is my website, of course. The topic of the page is website content updates. Research content, then write me a page that tells people about how updating their website and content can help their business grow. Pretty simple, isn't it? Now, if you put that into ChatGPT, what you would get is a normal text article. And you will get a similar sort of thing here, but wait to see what it does. And this kind of blew me away what it ended up doing. So you can see it's gone away, the super agent. It's now starting to think. And this is where it starts to put together what it wants to do. I'll help you create a comprehensive content. Let me start by researching your current website. So this is great. Straight away, it's gone to my website and it's looked at my content to see what I've got on there and all that. And it's using some search tools here. So it's got read, Profit Clicks, then it's using tools search, and now it's going to gather some more specific insights about content updates and their business impact. And now you'll see it starting to pull together all that information for us. So we can see our column over here, it's continuing to think. And look at this, it's actually turning this into code. So it's not just writing me an article. And I suppose I could ask for a text article, but this is what really surprised me, because there's so many tools that can actually produce web pages, but this is going to do that for me and lay all my content out in a really nice way. The real thing that I've got to work out at the moment is how do I get that across into somewhere like Elementor or WordPress? But give me a couple of weeks and I'm pretty sure I'll have all that sorted out. I know it will convert it into sections so you can copy and paste it into elements within Elementor. But I would love to be able to drag this directly across. So I've got to do my research and see if I can find a tool. In the meantime, this here is, you can see I've had comprehensive research about Profit Clicks, website content updates and their business impact. Let me create engaging professional content that aligns with your brand and enterprise. I'll create a HTML page you can use directly on your website. So realistically, I could actually take this code because it has the header code, everything in there. It's a complete HTML page and upload it to my website and then link to it if I wanted to. It's that simple. It's probably going a bit old school because it's going back to the days before we had CMSs. But if you think about it, this is a fantastic way to grow your website. Getting away from having to use a CMS, you can just have Genspark actually produce that content for you. So while this is going on, I'll show you one that I did yesterday. So here's one for a bookkeeping company, and it's all about what's profit first. Now, the really cool thing is you can see these different color boxes that it's done. Nice rounded corners, perfectly laid out. Now, why choose profit first bookkeeping? And then, our service, what we do to support you. See the colors, the background's changing. See our boxes have changed. There's little icons here for our lists. We've even got tables that it's created showing how to determine things. Then we've got examples. a couple of fake success stories, which we can add our own client stories into, of course. And finally, some frequently asked questions. Now, from an SEO perspective, that's actually a really good page. It's got a lot of great content on it. It's talking about profit first bookkeeping, which is the topic, and it's really nicely laid out. Pretty impressive when you think about it, that all I asked for was an article. So let's go back and look, here we go. Here's our page, website content updates, your key to business growth. Here's our headings. We've got a couple of nice little button style directions under here. And now we've got Power Fresh content, 3 times more leads, 53% of marketers, and we've got a faulty box here, but let's have a look. There we go. 844 average 3-year return on investment. So yeah, I could probably ask it to change that. It's actually then graphed that for me. So it's created a graph, which is really cool. Hidden cost of stagnant content, what happens with fresh content supercharges your SEO. And look at this, really look at it. Look at the layout. Perfect little boxes, green lines, red lines. Like, this is the sort of stuff you pay big money for. And yet here it is instantly. Come down to the next section. We're still going. This is all content for a page. It's pretty good, isn't it? Weekly updates, monthly reviews, quarterly audits. Now I can come in and edit that, obviously. And content multiplication strategy, bottom line, measurable business growth. And there we go. Finally, the calls to actions, ready to see, and it's all done. So all up a great page. Now I can click here and click code, and here's the code. So you can see body HTML. And if I go all the way to the top, you'll see here's my header type, even my title and my meta description is all done. So amazing. And yet all it was this simple command. I need a web page for this. And oh, by the way, you can switch. Here's the thinking where it actually used this to write it. Okay. It's using Tailwind CSS. So I can actually export that. If I come over here, I can export it, and I can export it as PDF. I can open it in a new window. I can do all sorts of things with that. If I come over here and say, and this is where it gets really interesting. I use WordPress with talk. Can you put this in a format for me to copy paste? Now, what I am going to do is I'm actually just going to pop that open in a new window so we keep that. Now, this is something I tried yesterday, and you'll see the difference in the content when it spits it out. Oh, by the way, whilst doing that, this is really cool. So see this address up here? I can actually take that and share it with someone if I want to. So I was sharing it with some colleagues of mine yesterday, and they were able to just click the link. It's a real link, and see the page, and we were able to talk about that. So very clever tech, and then the pages are actually hosted. They're real pages and they're tied to your account. So good to be able to come back to. So that's still thinking. So you can see here using tool, read. So it's actually reading that. Using tool, local web fetch. It's now created a new tab. So I'm just going to go, got it. So it's done that. So it's got the content. Now, remember, this is a really big time-saving thing. Imagine you need to create pages. You can then come in here and say, okay, create me another page based on the same template you've created for this one, and you can get the same look. So here we go. Here's main headline, subheading, and hero description. Here's all my stats for counter widgets or icon box. So it's actually telling me which element to use in Elementor. Here, use the text edit widget. Down here, use heading and text widgets. Here's my heading and my content. So it's broken it down into all the elements, and all I have to do is to get the counter widget and put this information in, and away it'll go. And all done. Pretty cool. And here's the styling tips, of course, down the bottom. They're very clever. Now, this is just one tiny thing you can do in Genspark. I'll do some more videos on Genspark because, quite frankly, it's pretty well bottomless. But I do love the ability of it to do things. So here's to great content and great content layout that looks super professional without any real effort on your side. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please then subscribe and share it, and stay in contact with my page, because please keep following my YouTube channel, because I'm actually going to create more content around Genspark. The podcast aspect of it is absolutely mind-blowing. That was really interesting to see. So I'm going to go create a podcast and show you that. And we'll go into all the other elements. You would not believe the AI slides. That one will completely blow your mind. See you in the next video.